Hi guys, it's Arus here, back with another deck profile. This is a little bit of a different one. So we're doing a deck profile for the Tearlaments deck that I played at locals this weekend. As you all know, I've been playing Tearlaments a lot on this channel. I've tested the the Light Swarm version, the Trap version, the Horus version. I've been trying to not perfect it, because obviously you can't perfect randomness, but I've been trying to sort it in terms for what I want to play for nationals. So, I really like Tearlaments. I enjoy the deck. I like how it works. So I've been kind of playing it again and again, changing cards, changing ratios to try and get my ideal list for Nats. And again, nothing different this weekend. I went 2-1-1. We came fifth, but this wasn't so much the position, it was how it played, testing it and everything else. I mean, in fairness, I beat Dragon Link Tenpai. I had an epic game with Chris, Mystic Frost 86, where he played the Guardian Chimera Illusion deck. It turns out that this deck and that deck share mad interactions of Chain Link 5000 and higher. Fantastic game. We actually ended up being like, dude, whose fucking turn is it? Because we just chained and chained and chained and chained and chained. It was great fun. Shout out to Chris. I'll put his channel in the comment below. Go and give him a subscribe. He's a great guy. I beat... I can't even remember my matchups now. I lost. My only loss was to Wally, playing Menardium. Lost 2-1, and do you know what? He played it well, to be fair, but the only reason I lost, I think, is in game 3, I opened up with 2 of the Shadol cards and like a couple of tear traps I just couldn't play, and he opened up with Menardium things. I mean, yeah, do what you like. Menardium combos, you ain't winning that game if you've got nothing. So that was unfortunate. Do you know, I honestly can't remember my other win, but it was tough. Oh, Cyber Dragons. Cyber Dragons, that was it, yeah. Yeah, I mean, really nice guy, but I had great hands and great boards, and I was just able to just make massive tier boards. Anyway, just a quick one. You might notice these Dark World structure decks. Our guys at our locals, which is Geek Retreat in Kettering, have hooked us up with these. So we're going to do a giveaway. More details of that will come in a separate video. But if you want to win Dark World structure decks for absolutely nothing, then pay attention, subscribe and comment, because I'm going to do a separate video for a giveaway. So there are some great staples in here. You got the danger package, you got skill drain, and also fantastic for a budget option for players as well. So shout out to Geek Retreat Kettering, and we will get that set up. We'll even do a profile of the structure deck as well if you want, because I have it all its original print as well. So yeah, we'll do that as well. We'll make a structure deck budget-friendly profile for those as well, for whoever wins it. This, unfortunately, very much not budget, especially not the version I'm playing with all the cards I've got. So we have the 3 Rhino Heart. Obviously, you guys know what these cards do by now. Obviously, if you don't, then go back to some of my previous videos. But we're still playing, obviously, the 9 tier names. This just doesn't change because we only have 9. Please, Konami, bring back maybe Shire on our Havness that to 2. That would be great, or just kick Callus to 1. Hint, hint. But yeah, so none of these. This isn't going to change. These will do tier things. They just mill, summon. Never going to change. Then we are playing this package is the best package as far as I'm concerned. I've played the Tearlament Trap version, and although the Tearlament Trap version is fantastic, it does answer a lot of matchups. It loses to other matchups. I just like the Horus cards. They apply great pressure. There's a skill drain on the side. If you are forced into a simplified game state against skill drain, you're summoning just 3k beaters that just, and you have like a Suedo Armides in the form of King Sarcophagus, like the ability to send Armides. That's a shout out. If you remember that card, you're old like me. But it just gets to send the monster as long as you battle, and obviously King Sark isn't negated under skill drain because it's a spell. So you, even if they have big problematic monsters, you can just out them with Imsetium of Happy. So yeah, these are great. These are going to stay 100%. We have the much maligned Shadol package. Like, this is so frustrating to me. I love Shadols, and like these cards specifically are what I drew in game 3 against Wally when I lost. The Beast and the Squamata. I sided this out quite a few times, and when I sided out, I find it out that I really needed it. However, I really didn't want to draw it. This is so difficult for me to decide whether I want to play this package. But El Shaddai Winder just wins games. Like, her name is Win, duh. Like, Win, duh. And she's just that good. So being able to mill, like, use a Havness effect on your opponent or turn, or like the Tear Cash on your opponent's turn, Rhino Hunt on your opponent's turn and send in like a Merly, and the ability to just make Winder really does just win games. So I feel like I might cut this and just play the 2 to minimize drawing them, even if I did draw them. But then when this does go off, it's really nice because obviously you mill all attributes on the board. So this is a real problem. I'm still on R, I'll be honest, probably until the last day. And the last 2 monsters are one Fenrir and one Medora. I'm going to bump this to 2 because you'll see later on in the profile. But this, being able to search this is really good. But I've come across the interaction where I summon this and I don't want to search this because, like, this is obviously cool to have in your hand, but if I already have one of these in my hand, the last thing I want to do is summon Fenrir to search another one of these. I'd rather have this in the deck, let it trigger going off to the grave so that I get one in the grave, milling 2, one in the field, milling 3, and I can just banish the one in the grave for this, or send it back later on. Like, so I'm thinking I'm going to play like a second Fenrir, or maybe even the one Unicorn. I'm really unsure on that one yet, but I'm going to kind of muck around with that on the last kind of decision on the monsters. But that's it. That's the monsters for now. So we'll go on to the spells. Obviously, we'll play the 3 planets. We have to play the planets because, well, why wouldn't you? Then obviously we're playing 3 Scream. Hear me out, Konami. We need hollow versions of these, man. We need Ultra Screams or Secret Screams. Like, Super Heartbeat and Grief would look fantastic, I think. This is the first time this has not been good. Like, every time I've played Heartbeat, I swear by it because I think it's fantastic. This week it sucked, but that was probably due to the matchups I was playing. I still think I'm going to play this card because I still think it's really good. Although the mills were not that great this weekend in terms of the Grief and the Heartbeat came together all the goddamn time when, I didn't have the a trap in my grave for Heartbeat, and I didn't have any, like, banished traps at the time for Grief, so this is just timing, I guess. But Scream always clutch, obviously. Planet does what Planet does. And then we played the 2 Sarcophagus for the Horus engine, the 2 Talents because it's just great. This actually, like, full disclosure, I beat Neo in the first round, and the only reason I was able to beat him is because of Talents. He was playing the Bestial Dragon Link deck, and he just wrecked me in game 1 because obviously, hey, I don't know if you realise, but all my tier cards are dark that Fusion summoned, so he just removed them all. Couldn't really do much about that, but I was able to just summon Imseti, Horus, Beatdown, and Talents took the Druiswarm, so bit lucky, but that's why you play these cards. This card was fantastic. 1 Cool Buy, 1 Terraforming, 1 Planet. So I've got Terraforming because Terraforming into Race Off, into Fenrir, into Tear Cash if I already have the planet. So I'm going to Terraform into Race Off, to Fenrir, to Tear Cash, to Perla Rhino to Merly to Scream, and it's just like, brrr, it just goes from there. And this is the reason why I'm thinking of playing either the second Fenrir or the Unicorn, so that I can terraform into Race Off in game 1 specifically. I tend to side out some of these cards game 2 because I don't want to get hit by the Droll. So, terraforming into Race Off, into Fenrir, to Cash, to any of these other cards, I think is really good game 1. This brings me a lot of options. And even Fenrir into Fenrir isn't exactly a bad thing, is it? If you already have the Tear Cash in hand, it means that if they ogre it or if they get rid of the Fenrir, you can just follow up with Fenrir, and I think that's fine. We played the 1 Foolish Burial of Goods and the 1 Card Destruction. So this card was ass until I tested with Neo at the end of the tournament. We had a few games, and then this card came in super clutch one time, but I think this is gone, to be honest. I tried it. I did not like it. I did not think it was a good card. I don't really want to be refreshing my opponent's hand if they're not doing anything at the start, unless they search something in particular. And the only reason this was good is because Neo end-faced search with Magnum, and I was like, yeah, I need my Bestials to go through, so card destruction to get rid of his Druid Swarm or Saranir, and kind of went from there. So yeah, card destruction, nah, it's not going to be played. So that is all the spells, just really card destruction to change, to be honest. Then traps, triple Suliak and Meta Noise, obviously, for the tier cards. 1 True Karma, 1 Black Goat Laughs. This card's fantastic. It's great to see in your opening hand. It's fine. And it's good to mill. This card sucks in your opening hand, but it is what it is. It is obviously, this is access to any of your tier cards, so you have to play it. I've accepted that, unfortunately. It is what it is. Suliak is incredible, and then Meta Noise is Meta Noise. Again, can we get a holo version of this, please, Konami? Maybe the Megatins, we get the POTE reprint. I'd like some holo Suliaks. Ultras would be nice, but I'd take supers. That's obviously the deck list. Then comes the extra deck. This really hurts because, this is so hard to build. We've got Kaleido Heart, Dragastapalia, Garura, Winder, and Mud Dragon. Me and Neo spent a good 15-20 minutes kind of debating the extra deck after, and every time we thought we could remove a card, we found a scenario when we couldn't. Winder, I guess, is technically the only one you could remove, but Winder just wins games, and it won games again. This week it just steals games that you have no right stealing. Like against Chris, I put Winder out with the Masquerena, and a Toad. So I had Toad, Masquerena, Winder. So Toad just negates the first thing that I need to do. And the Masquerena would then obviously trigger with, I think it was a Tear Cash I had on the field at the time. I had a Tear Cash and a Suliak as well. So, I've got a negate for the Suliak if I want. Masquerena can then also distribute the Tear Cash into Little Knight to get the banish, while you've got Winder. If they commit their special summon, that's it. That's done. And then you can obviously still continue an OTK from the next turn. And then I just summoned, Imseti. So yeah, from on the next turn. So yeah, what can you take out? The Dragastapalia, I guess, but again, the impacts that Dragastapalia can have on Tenpai is really good. So it's too hard. I hate this game. Totally awesome. Bahamut Shark, Time Thief, Redoer, Zombie Vampire, and Typhon. So, because the thing is, I want to make room for another rank 8 so that I can play the number 90, so that I have another rank 8 to go into with the Horus cards. So that if I have good mills in hand, I can make myself Nibiru proof instead of doing vampire stuff. And again, it's what do you take out? Because I considered taking out Reader, but every time I want to take out Reader, he comes in clutch, and there's times when you need to get your level 4s off the board. You don't want your Rhino Heart to be banished, and you can't make Totally Awesome, so you need the Reader. Plus, he triggers the fusions in the Merleys and everything that's attached to it when you use his effects. So, plus you get knowledge on your opponent's deck, because if you don't know what they're playing, they haven't hand trapped you, you can do Redo on their start of their turn, and you get the top card attached to them, and you're like, oh, cool, they're playing X, Y, or Z. I can play out my turn completely differently depending on that. So yeah, Time Thief Redoer has to stay. And you'll see why I'm having a problem in trying to get that extra thing. And then you take out Typhon. Why would you take out Typhon? You can't take out Typhon. Typhon's too good. So yeah. And then finally the link cards. So we have Dark, IP, Sprind, SP, and Underworld Goddess. So then you look at the link cards. You can't take out Dark because it's one of the best links in the game right now. You obviously can't take out IP, Sprind, or SP because it's kind of like a mini package. Sprind sends your Merly to grave. You obviously can go into Little Knight to banish, make the Sprind after that, send the Merly to do a fusion play. Like, or you can go Dark, bring back one of their guys. Like, you can go Dark, bring back a Magnum, trigger the effect to search like your Bestial or your Phantasme. Spoiler, side deck. And then link that off for Sprind and then send Merly. All those kind of cool plays. And then obviously you've got Underworld Goddess, and you can't like get rid of Underworld Goddess. I suppose you could. It's the only card you could feasibly cut, but it outs boards that are unoutable, untargetable, like kind of bullshit cards. And there's a couple of times where I've been playing like Melodious and stuff where they've locked it and I can't out it, where I'm sitting there going, I wish I had Goddess. So that's got to stay as well. So yeah, I mean, I just need 16 cards in the extra deck. That'd be nice. Side deck. Full disclosure, this is not the side deck I played at the weekend. I played some whack-ass side deck, which had like thrust and loads of thrust targets and everything else. And do you know what? It was really, really, really good. It worked fantastically well. But that's a case of siding for, not for the meta. I'm an advocate of siding for the meta, not for your locals, because if you're siding for your locals, you're not learning anything, you're not doing anything, you're just playing your local matchups. Where if you're siding for meta, you're learning the decks, you're learning better, and you're making yourself a better player. So side for meta, not for locals. With that in mind, we have 2 Phantasme, 1 Magnum, 1 Saronir, 1 Druid Swarm, 1 Scatter Shot. Obviously for time. These are obviously to hit the IP when you're playing against Snake Eyes. This obviously for Snake Eyes. Voiceless Voice, Dragon Link, I guess. Then any other dark decks you might come across, like Branded. Like, these are all really good for that. Fantastic Dragon Phantasme is obviously good against any of the Lynx decks. Quite great against Snake Eyes, allows me to get rid of some of the cards I might not want in my hand that are not helping me, like a Shadow card or whatever, put it back and draw a different card. Yeah, so enough said about those. Then we're going to play the... we decided kind of what removal we wanted to do. It was, me and Neo was basically brainstorming after the event for a while. I decided on Cyclones, I think, because they're good almost anything. The only problem you're going to have is time. But you can push a lot of damage with Tearlaments in time, so I'm comfortable playing with the Cyclones. Then we've got the going second cards of Change of Heart and 2 Mind Controls. I think like Mind Control and Change of Heart are really good getting into this format. You're just forcing your opponent to deal with interactions right there and there. If you threaten a Change of Heart on your opponent's upper looser when they set up their full board, or their Masquerena, you're forcing it to go through there, and then you can trigger your talents, or you can even trigger the talents to do it and then use your Change of Heart on whatever they bring out. So it's just the ability to trade off 1 for 1 and get rid of good cards. And then obviously the good old faithful Skill Drain. Enough said about Skill Drain. So yeah, slightly longer deck profile, as I was explaining explaining about nationals and stuff. So yeah, happy days. Don't forget to leave a like, don't forget to comment, tell me what you would do, tell me how you would change it if you want to change it. And also, as I said, I'm going to be doing a video later on announcing the giveaway and how we're going to go about it with our local guys at Geek Retreat, supplying these Dark World stretch decks for you guys to have for free. So awesome. Thank you very much. We'll look forward to seeing you soon.